Ahoj, dobrý den! Vítejte na mém kanále Czech by Zuzka, kde vám pomocí angličtiny vysvětluju českou gramatiku. However, this video is not going to be about grammar. I decided to make this video for my student who asked me how to improve his pronunciation, or it was my suggestion to improve his pronunciation. So I thought that you could all benefit from this, and I prepared this video with a very brief explanation and exercise that will help you improve your pronunciation. Jdeme na to! Vowels are very important in the Czech language. Getting the vowels right is more important than pronouncing the consonants. Of course, r is important, but mispronouncing the vowels could confuse a Czech even more than mispronouncing r. Getting the vowels right might not be as difficult as getting the consonants right. So when you start at the right time, the sooner the better, the easier it will be for you. In Czech we have these vowel sounds. Here I am not focusing on the orthography but on the sounds. So these are the sounds. A, e, I, o, u. These are our short vowels. Repeat after me. A, e, I, o, u. Now say it with me. A, e, I, o, u. As you can notice, in Czech, the vowels are more rigid. It's not like the English O. In Czech, when we pronounce the vowels, it's like chopping wood. A, e, I, o, u. And the long vowels are the same thing, except they are just a little bit longer. A, like when you're at the dentist. A, e, I, o, u. A, e, I, o, u. And we have a diphthong. O, not O, but O, which is exactly O and U combined. O, U, O, like in dobrou noc. Now let's get to the point. Words that come from the English language or resemble an English word are often mispronounced. For example, doktor. You're probably tempted to say doctor, but in Czech it is doktor because we have O. Here is how you can practice. You first pronounce the vowels. Forget about the consonants. O. That's easy, right? Repeat it at least 3 times. O. You're probably saying, why? Well, it's obvious. O. But then your lips get used to this sound, O. So when you add the consonants to it, your muscles will already be accustomed to the sound. The vowels are the pillars, they're the building blocks. So when we put consonants to it, they are just the shell. Once again, O, doktor, O. Let's try with doktorka. O, a. O, a. Musíte hodně vyslovovat. O, a. Remember you're chopping wood. O, a. Doktorka. Ještě jednou. Doktorka. Of course, I'm saying it slowly, but if you practice it a couple of times, you can also speed it up a bit. So first slowly. O, a. Doktorka. Let's add another word. This is student in English, but in Czech we say student, because we say u, e, student. O and u are usually the ones that make trouble if you pronounce them in the English way. O, u, student. What about this one? Profesor, because o, e, o. Profesor. Excellent. Of course, this is not my method. I learned this at a preparatory course for teachers of Czech as a second language at the Charles University, and I thought it was brilliant. Very good way of teaching the vowels. And how do you say Charles University in Czech? Karlova univerzita. Univerzita. Well, let's start by this word. Univerzita. U, I, E, I, A. U, I, E, I, A. Univerzita. And then we have Karlova. A, O, A. A, O, A. Karlova. Karlova. Karlova univerzita. Rychleji. Karlova univerzita. Chopping wood really quickly. Karlova univerzita. And another misleading word would be publicum, audience. U, I, U. U, I, U. U, I, U. Publicum. 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 Super. One more. Can you read this for me? Did you say republika? I hope not, because this is E. In Czech, the vowels are very clear, rigid, clear vowels. Republika. E, U, I, A. Republika. 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 Česká republika. If you're starting with Czech, or you think that you would really like to work on your pronunciation and brush up on the basis of the Czech language, you can also see my video course, A Fantastic Journey into the Czech Language and Culture. The Czech verbs that finish in OVET in their infinitive form are also a really good way of practicing the pronunciation because they have lots of vowels. You know that the Czech language doesn't use the vowels as much. That's why you have to cherish them and pronounce them really well. So the verb to study, when you say já, you would say já studuju. A really nice u. Já studuju. Studuju. Or děkovat, to thank. When you say thank you, you say děkuju. Děkuju. Or lyžovat, to ski. Lyžuju. Lyžuju. Also, these two phrases are fun to pronounce. Nefunguje to. It's not working. It's not functioning. E, u, e, o. E, u, e, o. E, u, e, o. Nefunguje to. Nefunguje to. It's not working. Nefunguje to. And another one, can you read this? This means I don't remember it. Nepamatuju si to. If we chop it into pieces. U, o. If the word is too long, you can also separate it. U. Nepamatuju. Si to. Nepamatuju si to. I don't remember it. Nepamatuju si to. And how do we do it when we have long vowels? We do it the same way. Because remember, I told you at the beginning of the lesson that we have a, e, I, o, u. And a, e, I, o, u. In this word we have o, mléko, milk, mléko, or the colloquial version, mlíko. But that's spelled differently, that's spelled with I, mlíko. Jídlo, jídlo, food. Mídlo, mídlo, soap. Y and I isolated sound exactly the same. They would change certain consonants, but they're still the same sound. I, jídlo, mídlo. Okay, pití. Pití is drinks. Pití. Pití. Dobrý Good. O, I, o, I, o, I, o, I. Dobrý, dobrý, dobrý. This is a pharmacy. Can you read this? E, a, e, a. E, a. Lékárna, 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 lékárna. So this simple exercise is what you can do with a new word. When you learn a new word and you really want to make sure that you pronounce it well, you first program your brain and then train your muscles that we pronounce it this way. Mléko, republika, republika. And then you will never forget. And a little exercise at the end. On this board I wrote 6 different names of towns, cities and villages. I'm sure you know at least these 2, and these other are a little too small for people to know them, but maybe you do know them. Let me know. Anyway, let's practice their pronunciation. First I want you to say it, and then you will hear me say them. Praha, Praha. If you said Praha, well done. Brno, Brno. This one is a little tricky because we have R, which is a semi-vowel. It makes a syllable, but it's not a vowel. So you would just say O, Brno, Brno. Kind of like when you're called Brno, Brno, Brno. Second largest city in the Czech Republic. What about this one? Sounds like Saturday, right? Sobotka. A, chopping wood. Sobotka, Sobotka. What about this one? Karlovy Vary. A, o, I, a, I. A, o, I, a, I. A, o, I, a, I. Karlovy Vary, Karlovy Vary. And this one. Libošovice, Libošovice. I, o, I, e. I, o, I, e. I, o, I, e. Libošovice, Libošovice, Libošovice. And this is a little long, but you'll manage. Malé Svatoňovice. A, e, a, o, I, e. A, e, a, o, I, e. Malé Svatoňovice. Malé Svatoňovice. Malé Svatoňovice. Výborně. I hope you found this video helpful, even if you're not a complete beginner. Let me know if you struggle with Czech pronunciation and if the Czechs understand you when you speak. Thanks for watching. Uvidíme se brzy. I'll see you soon. Ahoj.